Leo, let's not waste a single second. There's a financial shift coming on September 14th that could erase your poverty once and for all. Are you ready for that kind of transformation? I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to tell you the truth. You didn't click on this video by accident. This isn't just another casual horoscope update. This is a messagia precise, time-sensitive alert from the universe. And if you're a Leo, then you, of all signs, will understand what it means to be chosen for something greater when the world least expects it. Because on September 14th, 2025, the cosmic wheel turns in your favor. A rare alignment between Jupiter, Venus, and a full moon in Pisces is opening what I can only describe as a financial gateway, one that doesn't just sprinkle luck. It pours it. Some call it opportunity. I call it a money hurricane. And it's heading straight for you. That might sound dramatic, but it's not hype. It's timing. And timing, for Leo, is everything. You've worked hard. You've held it together while others had it easier. And now, the universe is doing something it hasn't done in 12 years, placing you front and center in the energetic theater of wealth, value, and personal power. The truth is, money has never really been about money. It's always been about energy. And Leo, when your energy is aligned, money doesn't just come. It obeys. So, what does that mean for you right now? It means checking the signs. Paying attention to the people, the emails, the strange nudges you've been ignoring. That one conversation you brushed off. It could be the offer that changes everything. That weird idea that came to you at 2 a.m. It might be your next six-figure stream. The portal opens on the 14th, but preparation starts now. And no, you don't have to force anything. But you do have to be available for the miracle. And it begins by saying yes. Yes to trusting your gut. Yes to making room for more. Yes to letting go of the fear that's been riding shotgun for too long. You might be used to doing things alone. Leos are strong like that. But today, let this be a space where you receive. Where you don't have to prove anything. Where you let the light in and believe just for a moment that maybe, just maybe, it's finally your turn. And it is. Before we dive into the heart of today's message, I want to ask you one thing. What energy brought you here today? What quiet feeling told you this was meant for you? Take a moment. Breathe. And if something stirs in you, drop it in the comments. Just a simple, "I'm ready," is enough to let the universe know you've heard the call. And while I have you here, let me offer my deepest gratitude. Your presence, your likes, your comments, your support is what keeps this channel going. You're not just helping us grow. You're helping others hear messages that may change their lives. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for staying curious. And trust me, Leo want to stay until the very end of this video, because what the universe has lined up for you next is nothing short of extraordinary. Now let's begin. Leo, I know you're used to standing tall. You've carried yourself through storms and seasons with a kind of quiet pride only a fire sign could understand. But what's coming your way on September 14th isn't just another moment to endure, it's a divine release. And you don't have to fight for it this time. You only need to recognize it. You see, when Jupiter, the planet of expansion and unexpected fortune, aligns with Venus, the heart of abundance and personal value, something subtle but seismic begins to shift. It's like a wind you can't see but feel brushing against your life. Add to that the full moon in Pisces, a sign that deals not with surface appearances but with the hidden spiritual and emotional currencies we all carry, and suddenly, your soul's bank account begins to glow. That's what's happening now. This isn't about winning the lottery. It's about opening your hands. It's about being willing to see value where before you saw only lack. Astrologically, this is rare. A 12-year cycle that begins and ends like the tide, quiet, steady, and yet unstoppable once it moves. And I know, you might be thinking, I've heard this before. Money is energy, abundance is mindset. You're right. But that doesn't mean it isn't true. The difference is, this time the cosmos is doing the heavy lifting for you. The wave is already coming. The only question is, are you in a position to receive it? Imagine a dam breaking not violently, but gracefully. And on the other side, a golden flood of opportunities, offers, and breakthroughs starts pouring toward your open arms. That's what this alignment is. The storm you've been afraid of all these years? It's not destruction this time. It's deliverance. But here's the part that astrology can't always quantify: your readiness. What is opening your wallet, really? It's not about being reckless or impulsive. It's about loosening your grip on fear. It's about trusting that what's coming isn't here to hurt you, but to heal the scarcity mindset you've carried, maybe even inherited. And I say this not as a distant narrator, but as someone who's watched these cosmic waves change lives, including my own. There was a time when I didn't believe I could have more without losing something precious in return. It always felt like a trade-off: stability for passion, money for peace. But that's a lie scarcity tells you when it senses you're about to outgrow it. And Leo, you are outgrowing everything that has tried to keep you small. So now is the time to take your hands off the wall. Let the current carry you. This is not the moment to hold back. This is the moment to allow. Allow that unexpected email to reach you. Allow that strange new idea to rise in your chest and actually follow it this time. Allow the meeting, the message, the moment that looks like nothing but feels like everything. Because the truth is, financial blessings don't always look like money right away. Sometimes they look like someone finally recognizing your worth. Or a client who says yes out of nowhere. Or that sudden inner clarity that tells you, now is the time. So ask yourself gently, do I feel that? Do I sense the door creaking open, even just a little? If you do, don't ignore it. Instead, name it. Speak it. Drop a comment and say, I'm ready to receive. It's not about me seeing it. It's about you declaring it. And when you do, that declaration becomes a vibration. A signal. A permission slip to the universe that says, I am no longer hiding from what's mine. The window doesn't stay open forever. But today, Leo, it is. Open your wallet. Open your heart. And for the love of your future self, don't look away now. You've probably felt it too, that odd pressure in the air when something is about to shift. It's subtle, like a quiet tremor underneath your everyday routine. But for those who've lived through cycles of lack, who've prayed not for riches but for relief, that pressure is unmistakable. And for you, Leo, September 14th is the pressure point. It's not just a full moon. It's your moment of release. When we look at the astrological backdrop of this day, it's more than a random alignment. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, sits in your second house, the house of income, value, resources, and self-worth. Jupiter doesn't whisper. It announces. It opens doors that you didn't even know were there. It invites opportunities, often disguised as simple things, a job offer, a conversation, a gut feeling that says, try again. And when it visits this part of your chart, it's not just about money flowing in, it's about a shift in how you allow it to flow. But what's so powerful is that this financial opening is happening under the glow of a full moon in Pisces. Pisces, that water sign that deals not with facts and logic, but with the deep undercurrents of emotion and belief. A full moon in this sign doesn't just reveal things, it dissolves them. This is the moon that lifts the fog off the stories you've carried around money, worthiness, and struggle. The idea that you have to suffer for success. The pattern of shrinking when opportunity knocks because it feels too good to be true. This full moon, gently but firmly, begins to wash that away. And then there's Venus, the planet of value, forming a square to Libra. This is not a soft aspect. This is friction. But friction is what causes transformation. Venus in tension with Libra asks you to rebalance, to cleanse outdated money beliefs, especially those that keep you stuck in comparison, perfectionism, or guilt around wanting more. This square forces a confrontation not with others, but with yourself. It says, what belief are you still carrying that tells you you're not allowed to receive more? That question isn't easy. But it's essential. Because what happens on September 14th depends not just on what's offered to you but on what you're willing to release. And here's the thing most people miss. No astrological event works in isolation. It's the synergy of this trio: Jupiter's blessings, Pisces' emotional detox, and Venus' confrontation with value that makes this moment so sacred. Together, they create a kind of energetic clearing, a reset point. But only for those who are ready to sign their name at the bottom of the page the universe is handing them. Now, if we bring in the lens of numerology, the message becomes even sharper. The number 9 always symbolizes a completionist cycle ending. In many traditions, 9 is the last stop before rebirth. It is the final surrender. And the 14th of the month? A karmic turning point. A reset of the energetic ledger. Not just of what you owe, but of what you're owed. Color has energy too. Gold invites prosperity with dignity. Earthy orange channels authority and bold action. And green, always green, invites growth without resistance. These aren't superstitions. They're subtle tools. Anchors. Reminders that what we surround ourselves with matters. That visual cues can help retrain a mind that's been conditioned to expect lack. So ask yourself honestly, has this cycle run its course? Has the version of you that lives paycheck to paycheck, hope to hope, finally gotten tired enough to close that chapter for good? If your answer is even a soft yes, speak it. Name it. Declare it. Comment, I am done with lack, if you feel it in your bones. Not because that comment changes everything, but because you deciding to name the shift does. You can feel it, can't you? That internal nudge that something is shifting, not in the distant future, but now. You might not have the words for it, but your body knows. That subtle energy, that restlessness, that sudden pull to check your messages, return a call, or revisit that half-forgotten idea. It's not random. It's the universe tapping your shoulder. But here's the thing no one tells you: the universe doesn't force the door open. It invites you to turn the handle. This next phase in your financial transformation doesn't come with fanfare. It rarely announces itself with flashing signs. Instead, it might come as an email you almost deleted, a text from someone you haven't heard from in months, or a job listing that seems way out of your league but keeps drawing your eye. Opportunities at this level don't knock loudly. They hum beneath the surface, waiting to be noticed by the one who's finally paying attention. This is where action meets alignment. People talk about manifestation like it's magic. And yes, there is something magical about believing deeply in your worth. But belief alone doesn't build bridges, it only reveals where they might be hiding. To cross them, Leo, you have to walk. You have to say yes, even if your voice trembles. You have to answer the phone, open the email, show up to the meeting, even if you're unsure where it might lead. There's no reward without response. And I know that hesitation all too well. The voice that says, "What if this isn't real?" or "I'll deal with it later." That voice has kept too many of us in holding patterns for years, waiting for the right mood, the perfect conditions, the extra sign. But the truth is, destiny doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It moves, and you either move with it, or you stay behind wondering what could have happened if you had. On a practical level, take stock of what's crossing your path right now. Who's reaching out to you? What keeps repeating in your mind when you're quiet? Where is your attention being pulled even when you're trying to focus elsewhere? These aren't coincidences. They're whispers from your future, testing your willingness to show up for it. And if something strange crosses your path, something unusual, out of character, or even slightly intimidating, lean in. That could be the very opportunity wrapped in unfamiliar clothing. Remember, Leo, you weren't born to follow a predictable route. You were made to blaze trails, to step into unfamiliar arenas and make them yours. But there's a clock ticking. This energy window won't stay open forever. Energetic portals like this one, rich with planetary movement and emotional clarity, have a lifespan. And the cost of missing it isn't punishment. It's just delay. The longer you wait, the longer you stay in the cycle you say you want to break. So pause here, just for a breath, and ask yourself honestly, have I ever missed an opportunity because I was afraid to act? And if so, how did that feel later on? Now ask yourself, what would it feel like to say yes this time? To show up, despite the uncertainty? If even a small part of you feels the truth of that question, then claim it. Don't just listen to this message, interact with it. Say it out loud. Write it down. Comment below with the words, "I take action now." Not from a but for you. To declare to the world and yourself that this time, you're not watching the door open for someone else. You're walking through it. Because that's what Leo does. And this is your time. By now, Leo, you may already feel its something beginning to shift, not just around you, but inside you. The momentum is building, and the outer circumstances are aligning beautifully, but let me tell you something that experience has taught me: unless the inside changes, the outside never lasts. That's the hidden truth behind every breakthrough. You can manifest the perfect opportunity, the right amount of money, the big deal you've been dreaming of, but if your inner script still whispers, "I don't deserve this," or "it won't last," then like water through open fingers, it slips away before you can hold it. I've seen it too many times. Clients who finally attracted the abundance they worked so hard to call inanely to sabotage it quietly, unconsciously. Not because they were greedy or careless, but because deep down, their nervous system had never felt safe receiving that much. Their subconscious had been programmed to associate money with stress, loss, obligation, or even guilt. And if that's what wealth feels like to your inner world, why would your energy ever want to keep it? This is why we must rewrite the script. And no, it doesn't have to be complicated. Healing your money energy doesn't mean becoming someone else. It means returning to your center, the part of you that knew, even before the world told you otherwise, that receiving wasn't selfish, and that wealth could be sacred. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to start that shift is through what I call gentle rewiring. You don't have to force it. You don't have to fake excitement when you're still learning to believe. But what you do need is consistency, daily acts of reminder. Morning and night, even just for a minute, close your eyes, place your hand on your heart, and speak words that soothe your system and re-educate your energy field. Try saying this with presence: I allow money to flow to me with joy and freedom. Then feel it. Imagine what that version of your life might look like, not in a flashy, dramatic way, but in the quiet confidence of knowing your needs are met and your gifts are valued. Try another: I am magnetic to aligned opportunities. Say it until it becomes more familiar than your old doubts. And as you say these words, it helps to visualize the light of gold, pure, fluid, vibrant, streaming gently into your wallet, your home, your body. See it fill the places in you that have been dry and depleted for far too long. See it not as a reward, but as a return. Because truly, that's what abundance is. A return to balance. A return to the truth that you were never meant to go without. Even something as simple as surrounding yourself with intentional symbols can become part of the healing. The sun, your ruling energy, represents courage, visibility, and power. Keep a small token of the sun near your workspace or where you meditate. A gold coin, even a fake one, placed inside your wallet can serve as a daily anchor reminding your mind, I am safe with wealth. All of these rituals are not magic in themselves. But they remind you of something powerful: you are no longer operating from fear. You are no longer the person who needs to apologize for wanting more. If you feel that shift even slightly, capture it. Write it down. Speak it. Share it. Leave a comment with one affirmation that resonates with you. Declare it not just to this space, but to the current of energy around you. The more you affirm, the more clearly the universe hears your signal. So, Leo, what new truth about money are you ready to believe? Write it below. The more you speak into your worth, the more that worth begins to speak back. There's something powerful about the way inspiration moves through a Leo. It doesn't tiptoe in or ask for permission. It arrives like sunlight through stained glass, undeniable, warm, and colored with potential. That's what makes you so magnetic. You don't just wait for opportunity, you are the opportunity, especially when you allow your creative fire to burn unapologetically. And now, with all the cosmic energy aligning in your favor, this is not just a good time, it's a call to action. What you're feeling right now, that surge of energy, that whisper of an idea, or that urge to finally do something with the dream you've been nursing quietly for months or even years, pay attention to that. This is not imagination. This is activation. And in astrology, when planets like Jupiter and Venus open up your money and value sectors, combined with the healing nature of a Pisces full moon, what gets unlocked isn't just resources, it's your readiness to use them. Too often we think inspiration must lead to a perfect plan. We stall our own momentum waiting for clarity, waiting until we're sure it will work, sure we won't look foolish. But the truth is, some of the most abundant paths are born from uncertain beginnings. The things that earn you money may not look like money at first. Sometimes, they look like a sketch in a notebook, a half-finished pitch, a message in your drafts folder, or a passion project you've convinced yourself is just for fun. But Leo, you weren't built for just for fun. You were built to lead with light, and the universe will always conspire with the brave. Today isn't about hustle. It's about alignment. If there's a workshop you've been meaning to host, a product you've been thinking about launching, a channel, a podcast, a post, a phone call, this is the energy to do it. Not because you're chasing something, but because you're finally ready to embody what's already yours. And don't overlook the emotional and relational side of this. When your confidence shines, you become irresistible not just in business, but in love. The same energy that opens financial doors often opens hearts too. The right connections, the meaningful relationships, the mutually supportive partnerships, they flow toward people who are living their truth. That's not coincidence. That's resonance. So here's a question worth sitting with. What is the idea that won't leave you alone? The one that keeps coming back, even when you push it away? That might just be your path to income, fulfillment, or even both. If that idea had a voice, what would it say to you today? Would it say, "Let me go," or would it whisper, "This is the moment I've been waiting for"? Take a deep breath and write it down. Better yet, share it. Say it aloud. Comment below and claim it as if it's already begun. When you speak something into existence, you're not asking for approval. You're anchoring your vision into the present. This is a project worth investing in, say that and mean it. But remember, Leo, just because something is inspired doesn't mean it's invincible. That's where wisdom comes in. The same fire that builds can also burn if it's not directed. So be mindful. Don't spend to impress. Don't invest just to prove a point. Don't let your pride make promises your resources can't keep. You don't need to chase validation. Your value is already written in your energy. Track your money. Split it into clear categories: what you need, what you want, what you're growing, and what you're giving. Structure isn't the opposite of flow. It's the vessel that allows your abundance to last. Use apps, reminders, sticky notes, whatever works for you, but keep your financial awareness sharp. That's how you honor what's arriving. This isn't a time to shrink or second guess. But it is a time to lead with intention. So show up for your ideas like you'd show up for someone you love. Protect them. Fund them wisely. Nurture them with your energy and trust that what begins today can multiply in ways you haven't even imagined yet. You've made it to this moment, and that matters more than you think. Because right now, you're not just listening to a message. You're activating a timeline where you become the keyholder of your own miracle. Not me. Not the stars. Not the cards. You. The real wealth begins when you stop looking for external validation and start trusting the inner whisper that says, "You were always meant for more." What if this so-called money hurricane isn't just about dollar signs but about blowing away everything that made you feel small, stuck, or invisible? What if abundance isn't coming from a paycheck, but from the power of you saying yes to your vision? So I ask you, are you ready to walk through the door that's always been open, but that fear has kept you from crossing? Can you feel something shifting as you listen, not just in your mind, but in your spirit? That's not just motivation. That's alignment. And alignment is where the miracles begin. You don't have to have all the answers. You just need to take one inspired step. Open your wallet not just to money but to generosity, to gratitude, to growth. Write down your ideas. Share your light. Speak your truth. Because someone out there is waiting to invest not just money, but belief in what you carry inside. Today, the universe is not asking for perfection. It's asking for participation. So tell me, what dream have you been hiding? What fear has been stealing your energy? What would happen if, for once, you just believed that you were the chosen one? I want you to take this moment to comment below and declare it loud. 888 I open my wallet to the universe. I choose to be wealthy, confident, and free. Don't underestimate the ripple effect of that one act of courage. Someone will read your comment and feel less alone. Someone will hear your voice and remember their own. This is more than a video, it's a portal. A spiritual economy where what you give returns multiplied. So if this touched you, inspired you, or made you pause and just move on, like this video. Subscribe to Eternal Mindfulness for more cosmic guidance like this. Share this message with someone who needs a financial breakthrough or a spiritual one. And always remember, the universe is already ready. The only question left is, are you?